What's up, guys? Welcome back to Dave's RC. Free giveaways, guys. Reminding you to fly for your die. And no, kitty. No. Don't you look all cute like that. Don't mess up on camera and then looking all cute and shit. How's everybody doing? So today, well, what I've been doing lately, as you guys noticed last night on Total Line, I've been going through my room and I'm taking out my planes one at a time and I'm fixing all of them. It just so happened that my fan blades just came in to Ray and Robin's house. Yeah, on the maiden flight takeoff, she nosed over in some tall grass and that was the end of it, man. And she's been sitting in my room for about 5 months now with no flight. So we're going to get her fixed today. Have a little discussion about the FMS 0, guys, 1400 millimeter. Anything you guys want to know? I think it's 1450 millimeters, 1450 millimeters, or it might be 1400. I'm not sure. It's got a really, it's actually a fairly decently sized plane, guys. It kind of reminds me of a better quality Dynam Buckwolf or something like that. That's kind of like what it reminds me of. Michael Reiska, how you doing, man? Michael Reiska. Wild Bill, Joseph Youngblood, Alan Gentry, Victor Shameless, Shelby, my man Sealbach. How you doing, man? Volume down as well. Am I too loud? Oh yeah, it's turned all the way up. Holy shit. Is that better? How's that? Volume now. All right, cool. Awesome. Yeah, the microphone was turned all the way up. My bad, guys. When I do my live streams with Eric, for whatever reason on Skype, it won't allow me to use this mic. This is like a $100 mic. And I can't use it when I do my live streams, except for when I go live by myself like I am now. But yeah, guys, thanks for stopping by. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to fix the prop on this thing, you guys. I'm kind of excited. I've been waiting for this for a while. They didn't have any of them in stock. And then I went into Ray and Robin's and they're like, hey, we can order you up some of those. I was like, for sure. Absolutely. Let's do it. But they were only $13. Do it the same. Mike Bird, how you doing? So I'm pretty sure that, not that I want to bring it up or anything, but I'm pretty sure that I lost Mike Keller as a subscriber last night. I woke up this morning and I was like 3 subs short. And I was like, I didn't offend anybody by what I said. I just basically was just like, respect the fact that I don't want this shit in my chat. I wasn't trying to disrespect him at all. I was just really just trying to make him understand that there's a time and a place for that kind of stuff. And in my chat, that's just not the time and the place. So I hope in between you and whoever you have an issue with. I hope you wouldn't unsubscribe to my channel for something like that. Hopefully not. I don't have a problem with Mike Keller. Never have had a problem with Mike Keller. Whatever his issue is with whoever he was dealing with, and I'm not going to say any names or blast anything out there. I just wanted him to understand that I just don't want it on my channel. I don't want it in my chat. People come into Dave's RC live streams to have fun and poke fun at one another and haze one another and have fun doing it. When you get real serious like that, it just throws the whole mood off. People in the chat get uncomfortable. And some people will actually leave. I noticed that the amount of people last night when the show was going on, when he came in and started his stuff, like people were just backing out. They didn't even want to see it. And that's what I was trying to avoid. I was hoping that we could have avoided that. I was actually talking to Eric the night before, and I was like, well, hopefully he doesn't come into my chat tomorrow with that topic or conversation, or with that issue, or doing the same thing in my chat. And sure enough, he did. And hopefully he can move past that and resub to my channel, because I'm still subscribed to his channel. So yeah, guys, let me check out the chat real quick. Yeah, Shadow. I hate to say that I agree with it, man, but you're right. Yeah, Victor, exactly, man. And I drop enough F-bombs in my live streams for all of us. So there's no room for any more. Well, I'm gonna turn this plane around to face me. Bring it up close right here, and then we're gonna take care of this prop, you guys. You guys can ask me any questions you want about this Zero, but here's the thing, you guys. I haven't flown it yet, so you're gonna have to get with like Deuces Wild, or maybe Shelby. I think Shelby has one of these. If I'm not mistaken, Shelby. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Shelby has one. I think he does. Huh. I don't remember how this went on now. I could have swore it screwed on. Maybe it just screwed on. Yeah, that's what it did. It screwed on. Yeah, okay. Got you, dog. We got it, man. We got it. That's right. This one doesn't screw on. This one actually just has one screw in the center right there, and the whole prop spinner actually just screws on. And then this all comes off. And then this is the pain in the ass, you guys, because there are a lot of screws to take off here. So we'll start with the side that's broke and get those screws out first. There are a lot of screws here. Lots of screws. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws to take out in order to get these off. Hey, Battle, do you got time to come on the phone? That way, while I'm doing the work, you can keep an eye on the chat for me. Just call me if you can. I'll go grab my phone. All right, so let me set that there. Set that there. Oh, where did that just go? Damn it. There it is. I got it. Ugh. Let me grab my phone. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Doing okay. I had to climb out of the grease from changing the oil on my truck. So
yeah, that's right. I forgot you said that you were doing that today, man. How'd that go?
Went fine. We had to fix 4-wheel drive too. So.
I got you. Okay. Good enough. Good enough, man.
So I'll tell you exactly what happened. I won't use exact language, but what happened is the last video Mike Keller posted, he just went off on Ray, swearing, calling all kinds of names, saying he's racist. And then he was bringing that into your chat last night. Yeah,
and remember we were talking about that the day before yesterday, and I was saying hopefully he doesn't do that because I don't. First off, I'll never pick sides.
Right. I mean, to be honest with you, in any dispute, usually there's probably a little bit of guilt on both sides, but he's taking it beyond just that. He's like made it personal. And if he unsubbed to my channel, dude, because it looks like he did. It looks like he did it. And it looks like maybe a couple of people followed him too. Well, who cares? I don't care. I don't care. But while you're talking about childish shit, man, that's childish. That's childish right there. I mean, you remember what happened with Lightburner, right? Yeah. He went off on Lightburner for doing the exact same thing he was just doing to Guniac. Really? Yes, a couple months back, Lightburner was doing the same thing Mike was, and Mike went off on him. And then, a few months down the road, when he doesn't like that Guniac won't give him a free ride, basically, he just starts calling him racist and going off on other people's chats. Before all this shit started, he was actually really well liked in the community, man. He really fucking blew it, didn't he? Yes, he did. And to be honest with you, I've never had the problem with the guy, and I could care less what Ray did or didn't do, but the fact that he's doing what he's doing is like completely uncalled for. It's first off, it's not our problem or our business. Well, yeah, exactly. But then to go on every video he makes now, he goes off on Guniac about it and says all kinds of stuff. I mean, I got sent another clip from another video from someone last night, him going off on Guniac in another video, so it's beyond. Wow. Unreal, man. Unreal. Hold on, I gotta grab my pliers. Fine. It's just, regardless of what happened, it should have stayed between him and Guniac, and it hasn't. That was my point I was trying to make last night in the live stream. It's not fair. And then he came in there trying to tell me that I needed to boot Ray out of your show. It's like, this isn't your show? That we should have kicked Ray out of my show? Dude, that's a no-no on my show, dude. We typically, my theory is if someone's being a total dick or a prick, block them, get them out of there. But my thing is I don't like doing that, dude. I don't like fucking kicking people out of my show. I don't like blocking people. But I timed him out and he just didn't come back. But everybody was telling me to time him out or even actually kick him out of the show. But I was trying to give him a chance, but when I blocked him, he just didn't come back. Because me and you, we try to give people a benefit of the doubt, but he just decided, well, screw this, I'm done. Right. That's too bad, man. That's too bad, because I don't have an issue with Mike. I never have. Never will. He's more than welcome to resub to my channel, man. I would never toss any of my subscribers to the side like that, man. They're always welcome here. And if they had a bad day and they unsubscribed to my channel, you're more than welcome to sub again. Right. Hopefully at the end of the day he'll just cool off. But that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. He just had a bad fucking day. But here's the deal. He went from having like 300 subs, now he has less than 70 because of the crap he's been doing. So, he's kind of bit the hand that feeds him. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how many times Farmer Man's pissed me off, but I would never unsubscribe to his channel, and I still like the kid.
Yeah, he's not going off on you like Mike did.
No. God, no. Actually, Farmer Man, he's grown on me over the past year or so, you know. But when he first came onto the scene and he's demanding that people let him do his videos first, people that have been here for years, you know,
there's some people that are still pissed off at him, but that's not really here the place to talk about it right here.
But my point is that, you know, he grew on me.
Right.
He grew on me after a while, and you know, I ended up liking the kid now. You know, I think you know, he's misunderstood, and like I said, he's grown on me. So this is a very intricate prop, man. It's different. I'll just say that.
Yeah, but it's also one of their older models.
But it's a good design. It's not a bad design. There's nothing bad about it.
Like the E-Flight hubs on my EC1500. I mean, it just makes a pain to put together, though. Yes, it's the 1400, right, Dave?
Is it 1450 or is it 1400? Yes, it's either 1400 or 1450. Yes.
So it's the bigger one. It's not the 900 millimeter.
No. This is the bigger one. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of why I called you in, because I'm working on this. I'm not really paying attention to the chat. That's why I kind of wanted you to come in.
I'm reading it right now. I just have it muted on my computer and talking to you on the phone. So.
Yep. How the kiddos doing? I hear them in the background having fun.
They're watching. My kids like the game Roblox and Minecraft, and they could sit and watch all day these guys that film what they're doing on Roblox and Minecraft.
Oh, okay, yep.
So, and my bedroom's just across the hallway from the office, so my twins are in there watching their shows on YouTube.
I got you. Okay. Yeah, you got cute kids, Eric. They're good kids, good babies.
Thank you. And they're not wanting to kill each other.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. They've had some bad ones, huh?
Well, with twins, they're great when they're best buddies, but when they're best enemies, like, watch out.
Oh man. Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot to fixing this prop, you guys. So when it comes apart or you break a prop off of this thing, it's not like taking a Dynam prop and the whole thing is one piece and then you just put it back on. You know, this thing, each prop, you know, it's the FMS design, you guys. Like any of you guys that have ever like flown any FMS planes, they all have props similar to this.
As long as you get it together right, you have until you break a blade, like. You never have any problems with it.
Right. Yeah.
Because the hub on my 1400 millimeter Corsair, that's a FMS.
Yeah.
It's similar to that, how it bolts together.
Yeah. Same thing.
And it holds up really well. It's kind of a pain putting it together.
There it goes.
And to be honest with you, at the RPM those flat, you want them to be strong like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I'm just glad. Usually, I lock on my P47. I actually Loctited these bolts, and I shouldn't have done that because now if that prop ever breaks, I'm just gonna have to order a whole new hub assembly and prop assembly because.
Well, when you put a hub like that together instead of Loctite, just use a little bit of contact adhesive or a little bit of your glue on your planes and it'll work just fine. And when you go to break them loose, it'll still break loose, unlike the Loctite.
Yeah, that Loctite's not coming off, dude. That's the red Loctite. What the thing about it is these actually have lock nuts, so you don't have to put anything on. And I wasn't really paying attention to that when I was putting that P47 one together. But they're lock nuts, and
I shouldn't have done it in the first place. I shouldn't have put that on there in the first place.
Correct, on Gentry, you can use CA on it. That's even on my Nitro RC car to start doing that, because Loctite, even the blue stuff's expensive, and every time you take something apart on a Nitro RC car, you got to use Loctite when you put it back together because of the vibration.
Look at that, guys. We are back in business, man.
Plus, if you use adhesive, some sort of adhesive, you don't have to worry about it weakening the plastic like blue Loctite will. Because that's the bad thing about Loctite. It can weaken the plastic.
Oh, look at that, man. Look at that.
That is big.
We can finally go fly it, Eric. Holy cow.
Might be one of those ones where you fly at the flying field where they have pavement and not park.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do when I go back to my flying field. I'm gonna actually I'm gonna take off on the pavement and on the grass.
You know something you could do to help out with that though?
What's that?
On the back screws for the landing gear.
Yeah.
If you put a spacer, it'll rake the gears forward, and it can help. Oh wait, those are no. You can still do it on those, but on the back screws, put a little bit of spacer so that way when they're deployed, they rock forward a little bit, and it actually helps. But
okay. Yeah, this is a nice plane, man. It's brand new, man. This thing it's never been flown. The day I went out to fly it, we knocked the prop off the front of it, man. Never got a chance to fly it.
So, brand new. Correct. If you use Loctite, you can screw a lot of things up. So that's why I use Gorilla Glue for my glue on my planes and stuff. And so when I screw things together, I just use that for my Loctite.
I also bought a AR620, the new push button one. So I have an AR620 something. It's
has a bind button on it.
Yeah, so let me take it out. I'll show you guys. This one's actually really cool. I like this one. And it was only $30 or $40, dude. So it's non-satellited. There's no satellite.
Right?
It's just like a tactic receiver, guys. Except it's a push button. It's got a push button here.
Yeah.
You know, no wires, no antennas hanging out. It's just like kind of like some of your tactic receivers that you get with no antennas.
Digital receiver, basically.
Yeah. I mean, this is what's going in the This is what's going in the.
I don't like Spectrum, but it's a good receiver.
Yeah, no, you know, and the fact that it was only what, $40? Yeah, $40. That's not bad, man.
That's actually realistic. Most other places for a good digital receiver like that 6-channel are here between $20-$40, but it's their gyro and say select ones that are way overpriced.
Hamilton's hangar. Yes, this is a nice Zero. It's a nice plane, man. I love this plane. It's got gear doors and everything down here. Damn it. You know, that's the second time I've done that. How about we snap that on this time?
Correct, Joseph Youngblood. Especially if you're using foam, if you're in your foam planes and not balsa, it's best to use CA or foam pack instead of Loctite.
Yeah, when this thing tipped, when the fan, well, dude, you guys, check this out. When the fan blade broke on this thing, the blade actually came up off the ground and smashed into the canopy and broke the canopy.
Luckily, it hit the canopy, not you.
Yes, exactly. That's what I said after I saw it, man. I was like, what the hell was that smashing sound after it? I mean, as you guys can see, man, it's a sizable plane. If I stand here with it, it's a big plane, guys. I mean,
well, they don't spin as fast as the EDS, but a propeller still spins pretty fast. So if it comes loose like it did,
the thing I like about it
is
it's got gear doors. I don't know if the version 1s had gear doors, but these version 2s, they have gear doors now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, dude, it's so sick, man. And they're just spring loaded, so you know what I mean. When the gear opens,
they don't have this servo.
No extra servo, no none of that. Yeah. It's really nice, man. I mean, I was really excited when I went to go fly this thing for the first time, and when it punched over like that, I was angry. That was the same night. That was the same night when I flew the Arrows little 50 millimeter Viper, and the stick fell out of the radio.
So crappy flying day.
It was horrible, dude. What a horrible day, man. I was like, I just lost the prop on the zero, didn't get to fly it, and then I'm flying this Arrows Viper 50 millimeter, and I lost the stick out of my radio.
Hamilton, it is new. The first time you tried to fly it, it nosed over in the grass, and then the propeller shattered.
Yeah, and then these were on back order for like 6 months, you guys, these props for this plane. So I ended up
not a solid prop either. They're individual blades you screw together.
Yeah, so you got to screw. Yeah, it's just like most of your FMS planes, you see.
Or the Flightline ones where they're multi-bladed.
Yes, Flightline does the same thing. I think really Dynam's the only one that actually does the solid props like that, right? Does Horizon do that too?
E-Flight does.
Does E-Flight do the solid props?
Yeah.
Yeah, one-piece props.
At least the E-Flight birds I've been around. It might not be all of them, but EC-1500 are solid props.
But I tell you what, that's not a bad thing though, guys. Just the way these props are set up, if you break one, now you got 2 extras. You know what I mean? If you break one of the ones that are solidly molded, you got to replace the whole damn thing. It's not like just taking it apart and replacing one of the blades. You got to replace the whole prop when it's one solid piece, like a Dynam prop or some of the E-Flight props. When you break one of these, it's just as simple as taking the hub apart, taking the assembly apart, putting a new blade in there, and putting it back together. And then you got your planes back up and running. My problem with this plane was they were out of stock for months and months, like 5-6 months. They were back ordered.
FMS, especially their parts. When this all hit, you could still buy planes from their website directly, but when this all hit, they stopped selling to the U.S. on their website, and it became almost near impossible to get parts from for the bird, even through Horizon Hobby.
Hey, check this out, Eric, real quick. Hey, if any of you guys have a 90 millimeter FMS fan out there that you're looking to sell, hit me up. Hit me up. I would like to take the FlexJet fan assembly and motor, and I would like to send that to Roy when I send him the PT-17.
You're digging what Ray told you last night, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm actually was kind of wondering if Ray would build me a custom fan, and if it blows up in my plane and my plane crashes, I guarantee you, I will handle it a lot better than other people have.
Well, so here's the deal: Ray could have messed putting it up together. There could have been a defect in the material that wasn't Ray's fault. Mike could have installed it improperly. He could have ingested something like you did on your Havoc, which caused it to shatter.
Yep, that's happened to me. Something flew into the intake, guys. A complete freak accident, like a leaf or something went into the intake, and it blew off all the fan blades. Something that small, a leaf and a little piece of a stick went into the intake, and it shattered all the blades off of the fan.
Really high RPM. Oh.
When you got a fan blade freaking spinning that fast, man, you could throw a feather at it and it would cause damage.
30,000 plus RPM. So
yeah, I mean anything that touches that, it could be a feather or a booger, and it would break the fan blades off, man. You sneezed in there, it would break the fan blades off. That's just a lot of revolutions, and then if something that's like inertia, right? When the force of an object hits another object, you know.
Well, an object in motion wants to stay in motion. So when you suddenly stop it, it doesn't want to stop, and some bad crap happens.
So yeah, so using that formula and that theory, the planet Earth spins 25,000 miles per hour. It spins at a rate of 25,000 miles per hour. That's why our days are 24 hours long, because we're roughly spinning about 24 and some change thousand miles per hour. If the Earth was to suddenly stop spinning right now in an instant, not slow down gradually, but stop spinning, everything on the face of the Earth would be ripped clean from its anchors and thrown. I mean, that would just be the biggest cataclysm you've ever seen in your entire life. Now imagine a fan blade spinning at that speed and you throw something into it. It doesn't have to be anything much. It doesn't take much. Like I said, I mean, a piece of foam could literally come off from the inside of the plane and go back there, or the tip of a wire, or the casing from a wire could go back there and hit. I'm telling you, man, it doesn't take much, man. And then once one fan blade breaks off, the fan goes uneven, unbalanced, and it starts shimmying back and forth, and then the rest of the blades break off by hitting the walls.
The death wobble and blows itself apart.
And that's exactly what I mean.
Helicopters do the same thing.
That happened to me with a brand new plane straight out of the box, you guys. So and it happened to Skip. Remember when Skip fired up his twin 70 millimeter Raptor on the table?
Small F-22. There had to have been a defect in the stock LX fans, and they just exploded. So the first time he powered them up,
he powered it up and went to like half throttle, and boom, all the fan blades blew off of it.
So Alan, on your PT-17, you said you crashed and you think it was a transmitter. What happened?
Oh, Alan, no, happened? Alan. I remember Alan was saying how he had one.
Because what happened with Mr. Hanger 51 is we're pretty sure he had a brownout from the either ESC or the BEC blowing on his T-33, and that's why the tools locked and it went into the ground.
Right. Yep. So, what do you think happened, Alan? What do you just lost all power to the plane, or? And he said he's using a DX9 Spectrum too, man. See, look, there it is again, man. He's using a DX9 Spectrum. God, see, that's every time I pick up a Spectrum radio to use it for my flights, man, I get awful nervous, man.
I wonder if there was a defect in the ESC, Alan. Although, in all fairness, Mr. Air Marshal has had signal loss a couple of times recently at his flight field.
Yep.
And that's why he's crashed a couple birds recently.
And he's using that IX-12, you guys, which is that radio needs some help.
Supposedly with the latest firmware, it doesn't have the problems, but I don't know about that.
All I'm saying, guys, is every time I've gone out to fly on a tactic radio, I've never lost a signal to my plane.
I've never lost a signal with my FR Sky either.
No, and when I was using the Free Sky radio, bro, I never lost signal. But on the other hand, I've never lost a signal with the Spectrum either. I literally have never lost a signal to one of my planes. Knock on wood. And this is some really old wood, man. This trunk is like from the 1850s, so that's some old ass wood.
Any number of things to present like loss of signal. It could be like Kenny, where we probably had a brownout caused by the ESC or their BEC shorting out.
Right.
It could be actual signal loss. It could be, I mean, in that case, you never really know because the bird just crashes and it's destroyed.
So Alan said he's crashed 4 planes now, and they were all brand new receivers, so all he can think is transmitter.
I would call Horizon Hobby and ask them what the heck is going on.
Send your radio in, man. Maybe something's not quite right with your radio. Maybe the polarity's wrong. Do you range test? Alan, do you range test first? Because I always range test a new plane. I don't range test it every time. I only do it for the first flight. And I walk about, 100 yards in every direction. Straight out, left, right, and I do a range test on them. And my wife will give me the thumbs up if I'm moving and pushing the throttle a little bit. She'll give me a thumbs up as I'm walking around, telling me, yep, you still got movement. I will not take off with a plane for the very first time unless I have thoroughly range tested it.
Well, I would just call Spectrum because with even the world's greatest product, every now and again you can have issues. So I just call them and see what they say because
Joseph Dumb Thumb issue.
We'll fix it. That's the good thing about Spectrum customer service.
So now there's a difference between, like slipping with your thumb and causing the crash yourself. And there's another, and losing the signal to your plane completely. Those are two different things.
Mine was a dumb thumb wreck with the Kingfisher. I know the difference even. So.
Oh no, Joseph's just having fun with him. The closest I've ever come to a plane losing a signal, and it only lost it for a split second. And that's because I modified one of the antennas broke off of my tactic receiver, my 6-channel tactic receiver. I didn't have another one. So what I did was I took some copper wire that I had
and I made it about the same thickness and the same length as the wire that was coming off of the receiver in the first place. And I soldered it onto the place where that wire was. I soldered it on. It worked for months and months and months. And then all of a sudden one day I went out to fly, and as I was coming by for a fast pass, I lost signal to the plane. You heard the EDF just completely shut off, and then a second later it came back on right to where the throttle position was. I landed the plane, and I haven't put it back up since with that receiver in it. That is the closest I've ever come to losing a signal to a plane. But
I would call Verizon customer service, Alan.
They'll probably have you send your radio in so they can check it out, man. Maybe they'll save all your information to some type of a backup.
Rebranded Futaba, and I've never heard of anyone ever having signal problems with Futaba.
No, Futaba and Tactic are actually one of the same. Futaba actually is Tactic. They were made by the same company years ago. Futaba and Tactic. Futaba actually made Tactic.
One was supposed to be more of an entry level versus the other one was supposed to be the
right.
Basically.
Exactly. Yeah. So what they might do, Alan, is they might save all your stuff to a backup file, and then zap your radio, re-download all the firmware onto it, and then put all your information back on the radio, and then send it back to you. I mean, you might even have a loose antenna wire too.
Sometimes there's bad chipsets from the factory. I mean, it could be something as simple as that. So.
And always make sure you check your radio voltage, because I'm telling you right now, you will lose the signal if your radio's not charged. Yeah, if your radio's not with a Spectrum, you never want to go much past 7.5, like 7.2, 7.5. You want to be above that. You start getting down around the 7s. Yeah, you're really low. You don't want to fly with that. You don't want to do that. Make sure that because let me see. With the Tactic, you want your voltage to be around like 5.8. So this is a fully charged Tactic 650, you guys. 5.7 volts, you guys. When this thing gets down to about 5.1 to 5.0, you need to start charging it and not fly it when it gets that low. You're still good at 5.3, 5.2, and even 5.1. But as soon as that thing gets to 5.0 and lower, you don't want to do that, man. You'll briefly lose the signal to your plane every now and again if that happens. The 850 is the same exact thing, same voltage, but on a Spectrum radio, this is fully charged. Spectrum radios are a little different.
And they never will, Alan. That's the bad thing about it. A company like Verizon's never going to admit to something wrong with their product.
So a full battery on a Spectrum, you guys, is like 8.1, 8.2. This is at 8.0 right now. When this thing gets down to about 7.2, 7.1, that's when I charge it back up again. Like I said, I haven't had any issues with the Spectrum. I haven't had any issues with Tactic. FR Sky, I've never had an issue flying with FR Sky. I've never lost a plane because of a signal loss. I have lost signal before, but I think for the most part that was my fault. That was pilot error.
Especially lately, but the thing is a big company like Horizon's not going to admit to that. Even if he sends his radio in and they fix something because there is something wrong with it,
right?
They're not going to openly. I mean, they might tell him if they replace something, but they're not going to openly admit there's a problem. No. Yeah, you're not. Yeah, exactly. He's right. No, they're not going to be like, oh yeah, it's definitely our fault. Nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to do that. I mean, well, and everybody's going to have a choice. So I went FR Sky because I'm getting into drone, and the most common receiver in drones when you bind and fly is FR Sky. So,
and make sure that when you're putting your receivers in your planes, you guys, there is a certain way that these things have to be facing in your plane. That is a huge deal, you guys. With Tactic, they like the wires to be going towards the back of the plane. With Spectrum, with their satellites, they want one satellite here, and at a 90-degree angle down here, they want that satellite to be there. I'm not sure what this one is. I'm going to go through the information booklet later, because this is the first one of these I have ever used, and they're quite new. It's the one with the push button to bind it.
Alan, do you think it could have been the receiver and not the radio? Because sometimes there is a defect in the receivers. Because he said he turned away from it with the control and he picked signal up, and as soon as and then he lost it again. I wonder if there was something wrong with the receiver.
And remember, here's another trick that you guys may not know. I learned this from the flying instructor at my flying field, especially using Spectrum radios. If you lose signal of your plane, put the radio as high above your head and out in front of you towards the plane as possible, and like kind of walk towards the plane if you lose the signal. Try to put much distance, as you can in between you and you want to put that as close as you can to the plane. So if your plane's out in front of you, say 12 o'clock, and you're holding your radio down here and the thing starts to lose signal, or it loses a signal, get out as close to the plane and start walking towards the plane. Don't walk into the flight line. Don't walk out into the flight field. But if you're alone and you're there by yourself and it does that, try to close the gap as quick as possible. As quick as possible, try to get from where you're at to the plane. Don't freeze up. Think mentally think you have to get to that plane. That's every time that I've lost a signal with my Tactic and I throw the radio up like this, boom, it comes back on. So it works. It does work. That theory that it does work.
Have a good night, Mike Bird.
Michael Bird, thank you for stopping by, man. Appreciate you being here, brother. Dad's RC's in here. How you doing, man? Good to see you in here, buddy. Thanks for stopping by.
Well, it really depends.
Wild Bill. My new radio will be a Futaba. And you know what, Bill? If I have anything to say about it, if I ever have an issue where I'm losing signals to my planes, with whether it's a Tactic, whether it's a FR Sky, whether it's a DX9, I think I will probably switch over to a Futaba as well. But as of right now, I always make sure that when I leave, my radios are topped off, fully charged. And in between flights, I always plug them in the truck, because I have a plug in my truck. I always plug them in the truck in between flights just to make sure that they continuously stay topped off.
It's always 420 in Dave's state.
Yeah, it's 420 right now. Yep, it's 420 right now.
I'll just say that because he's laughing like, April 420.
Yeah, that's my birthday. My birthday is actually April 20th.
It's always 420. You don't have to worry about 420.
My birthday actually is 420. That is my birthday. No bullshit. April 20th, 1981, homie. And guess what? You know who also shares that same birthday with me? Eric, I've told you before.
I can't remember though.
Adolf Hitler.
Oh yeah, that's right. But Adolf had a few screws loose. You don't.
Well, I do have some screws loose, just probably not as bad as Adolf.
The screws he had loose were, he had one.
Yeah, I guess you could say I'm young. I'm 40. I'll be 40 this year. So yeah, I guess I'm still pretty young.
Well, I was born in 85, and I turned 35 this past year.
Oh, Shay Hamilton's hangar. I'm gonna watch that right now while we're on the show, bro. Shay actually flew his F-14. I'm gonna check it out.
He did.
Yep.
I haven't had to watch it yet because I've been working on things.
I'm sure I'll still be able to hear you in the background as I do it too, bro.
'63 is good year. C2 Corvette, Mr. Wild Bill. 63 split window Stingray, yeah.
Oh my God. I hate when people write a comment on a video that I put up 12 years ago.
Especially if it's like a negative comment too. It's like I don't even remember that video, let alone. Your computer come, Randy? Randy had a new computer coming that's supposed to be here today.
So Tyler is a guy that flies at our flying field, and he used to actually be #1 in the world with doing freestyle flight or whatever that stuff is, whatever it's called there. He's actually #1 in the country. He was sponsored by DA and Extreme Flight and all them. And I mentioned in the video that he was #1 in the country. And this guy left a comment. He goes, if he's #1 in the country, how do you not know his name? LOL. Has he ever won any competitions like Tucson Shootout or XFC? Why did I not know this guy's name in the video? Let's think about that for a second. Because I just met him for the first time that day. Of course I didn't know his name. I just met him. I literally just pulled up to the field. And they're like, look, check this guy Tyler out. He's #1 in the country. He's won tournaments all over the world. And I'm like, all right, cool.
That's just a millennial trying to sound like they're all smart and cool.
Yeah, well, he's a millennial, all right. He's a millennial idiot. Has he ever won any competitions like Tucson Shootout or XFC? Well, I don't sleep with the kid, so probably don't know too much about him. But if you listen to the people in the background,
besides that, this is 10 years ago. So
yeah, well, it was like, let's see, when was this video? Probably like 5 years ago. Yeah, 5 years ago or something like that. His name's Tyler McCormick. But anyways, yeah, he. If you listen to the people in the background, Kayla's not here. What do you need to talk to me about? I'm streaming. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back.
You got a really cool air museum in Tucson too, Mr. Wild Bill.
What? Where's your bathroom at?
Not at my house.
Do you know how hard it is to find toilet paper right now?
I'll use fucking.
No, I'm just kidding. Go. I'm just kidding.
Okay, well,
I'm kidding. Go to the bathroom. You go to Walmart, there's no toilet paper on the shelf.
Literally.
I told people, I was like, if it ever comes to that and there's no toilet paper left, oh well, I'm using a washcloth. I'll wash the thing out after every time I use it. But if you actually listen to the audio in the background of the video that I did on this kid, or just watch the kid fly, for Christ's sakes, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that this kid flies just as well as Jesse Ducia. I mean, watch the video. He flies Chase, is it Chase Ducia or whatever? He flies just as good as that guy. I've watched Chase, I've watched Jace or whatever his name is, and Tyler flies just as good as Chase. Just as good.
So, any of you were ever out at Tucson, you need to go to the Air Museum there because they have a B-57, Canberra. They have a B-58 Hustler. They have a B-36, which there's only 2 or 3 of those on static display in the world. And you could spend all day at that museum, that Air Museum in Tucson. They even have the B-36 that launched the X-15 in the 60s. I got to go to the Air Museum on that Fort Huachuca, Bill, so that's why I know. I didn't have time to go on the tour of Davis Mothman of all the planes they have there, but I did go on in the Air Museum. What questions do you guys have for Dave?
I think somebody just texted me. Oh, Hamilton. Hamilton, did you post it on YouTube yet?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, I'm gonna go watch it on YouTube. He just actually just sent it to me via text message, but I want to watch it in high def.
So battle.
What?
Brian Chambers just asked, "Are you gonna weather this plane, or are you gonna just leave it the way it is?"
I was gonna go grab my F-15 and show you what my buddy did for me. He weathered the thing. I'll bring that out on the show next Friday and show you guys how
he had that F-15 with it.
Yeah, he did a really good job on that, man.
He was gonna warm himself up and then made the saber yesterday, but when he did his blackout nap because of his PTSD, he ran out of time to go fly.
Shay, you should have been nervous because I was nervous when I flew mine for the first time, bro. I was super nervous, bro. I didn't even put the wings back. Did he sweep the wings? We're gonna find out, right? We're gonna find out if he swept the wings.
I haven't been out of the lock yet, so I can't tell you.
The thing flies like a trainer plane with the wings out. That's all I can tell you. Let's get it, baby. Show me what's up, Shay.
He's saying in the chat, no wing sweep.
Yeah, I didn't either.
For maiden on my S-14, that's probably okay because, well, it's a big bird and it's not a cheap bird either, and he went really scale on his too, so I don't blame him for wanting to play it easy on his main flight.
So, Shay, when you took off with the plane and it first got up and you went into your first turn, you were like, wow, what a kitten, right? What a kitty cat, right? Wow, that thing sounds a lot nicer than mine does with those new in-runners in there that you have.
Yeah, he's upgraded the fans too, besides making it scale.
I think I'm going to do the same thing.
Well,
dang is right, man. His old lady was like, dang. Yep, dang is right.
Well, if you don't want the old fans out of it, Battle, just let me know. You already got to send me a C-47. So.
Eric, I'm gonna be responsible for your whole hangar if we keep going like this.
I don't care. I'm not a stuck-up prick. I'm okay with that.
I know you are. I'm just giving you shit. Seems how you like to give it to me so much.
But here's the thing too. I'm just helping you win your addiction and keeping mama.
Listen to him, you guys. I'm just helping you with your addiction.
And I'm helping you from being murdered by mama.
Yeah, well, like a great drug. You're like a great drug counselor, right? Oh, Eric, I love you, man. Shay, that thing sounds amazing, bro. You did a good job on that thing. That thing looks great. That's all I can say. It looks great, man. That's all I can say.
Just turn your rates down. It is a full flying stab on that Tomcat, though. I'm not surprised it was jerky.
Yeah, I think I've got my ailerons down at like 70% with like 25% expo. My elevator is like at 85, and that's kind of like where I liked it, right in that spot. I did have a lower rate too, though. I've got a lower rate that I could go to on the elevator, which brings it down to like 55. and that really smooths it out for like low flying, like fast passes.
Full flying stabilizers like that, they have more authority than a plane that isn't a full flying. So I'm not surprised on most of these birds that you have to turn the elevator down if they're a full flying stabilizer.
So we're gonna. There's our timer to land. We didn't really do any passes with the gear down and stuff or the flaps, so we're gonna land without.
So Dad's hanger got himself a MiG-29 that he unboxed yesterday.
Yeah, Shay, on my first landing, I landed without the flaps too. I wasn't sure what they were going to do to the plane. I didn't have any mix put in. I didn't know if they – and from what I'd seen on videos, it makes the goddamn plane balloon like a son of a bitch or nose down or one or the other. I can't remember what.
But with the wings swept forward, it probably doesn't need the flaps.
No, I didn't need the flaps when I landed. That thing landed like perfect without flaps.
So when the wings are out straight, you got all kinds of lift. You want to know an interesting fact about the full-scale Tomcat? Everybody? I knew a guy that helped design that bird. And that bird, they had to throttle it back because the airframe was stressing too quickly. But when they didn't have it dialed back, that plane could do maneuvers like the F-16.
Oh, Shay, you didn't fuck it up, did you?
I don't know. I haven't watched his video, so.
I walked over to it. It was upside down, guys. I was pretty discouraged at first, but I still kind of am. It was a great flight from out there at the beginning. It's bent a little bit, babe. When I'm down here. So that bent a little bit.
Sweet, Alan Gentry.
Gears came off. Clean break there.
Alan Gentry's dad helped the B-36 get into service in the commission battle.
Yeah, that's one thing that you have to worry about, Shay, with the F-14 is when it comes down, it does have a lot of weight, dude. So you can actually cut your throttle way out. As a matter of fact, Shay, I did the same exact thing that you did. I actually went off the edge of the runway. But at our flying field, when you go off the edge of the runway, there's just a dirt road there and then another field on the other side of it. So I didn't take any damage because of that. But I did the same exact thing that you just did on your first landing, dude. So don't feel bad. On my first landing, I went right off the edge of the runway into the road and then onto the other field that's on the other side of the road. So I just got very fortunate.
It's a heavier too battle because he has the upgrades in it too.
Yeah, and yours is heavier. Yours is actually heavier. So she's a floater, bro. She is a floater. She's a floater, and with all that weight, she's going to float even more, man, because she's going to carry her speed quite well when you cut the throttle. But, hey, dude, overall, awesome job, dude. Great flight, dude. No complaints there, dude.
Total her, buddy.
No, he didn't total it. He just broke one of the struts broke, and he bent one of his shafts. Easy fix, dude. That's an easy fix. You'll be out flying it again in no time, dude. You'll be flying it again in no time.
He said he's got parts on the way already.
Yeah, that's what I do the same thing, Shay. I do the same thing when I break a plane. I order the parts that I need. Like before I even leave the field, I'm already on my phone ordering the parts. When Tyler crashed the F-18, I was already on the phone after Tyler crashed that free wing F-18. I was on my phone at the flying field ordering the new fuselage right then and there. So yeah, man, I get it. It's but good flight. That was a good flight, man. But you did the same thing. I did the same thing that you did, man. I didn't realize that thing was going to carry I didn't think that it was going to carry its airspeed like that. And she sure as hell does, man. She does, man.
Jerry, I believe it did because the foam where the main gear are back by the wings, if you land hard, have a tendency to push through the top.
So here's the thing.
There's not much structure for the back main gear.
Had Shay not done the upgrades, that he did to the plane, he probably would have forced one of those retract mounts up through the bottom of the plane on that landing. the way he landed. He probably would have punched one through. So him doing the upgrades to that plane is what saved it and why it's in such good condition after he went off the end of the runway like he did. But most of that stuff's super cosmetic, bro. You're good, man. Get that thing fixed and get back out and fly it again, man. You know, I had an opportunity this morning. Kyle came in the room and he's like, Dave or D. All my kids call me D, and they're like, he's like, do you want to go? And I'm like, fly? I was like half asleep, you guys. It was like 5 a.m. The sun was just coming up, and I was like, well, let me just rest for a minute. And he says, well, I'm gonna go take a nap then too. And we did the same thing again, man. We fell asleep and didn't wake up until like 2 o'clock. What?
Knock on wood. Kyle came to you wanting to go fly?
Yep, he sure did, man. He came in this morning at 5 o'clock. He's like, look, if you want to go do this, let's do it.
Do you need to have Mama Bear pinch you or something?
I don't know, man. I made a doctor's appointment so he could go have his head checked. No, man. He sees that I have a bunch of planes out here that are ready to fly, and he asked me how many I had that he wanted me to film. I said probably 2. I want to do a 262 flight. I want to fly the Stinger. I do want to fly the C-47 one more time as a product video. Yes, I do. I did want to do that one more time. I want to try to get those props balanced a little bit before I fly it next time.
Yours a little unbalanced?
The props? Oh yeah, watch the flight video, dude. It sounded like an old school EDF up there.
A little bit because the shafts on that DC-3 bird of Dynams are kind of flimsy. They bend real easy.
That could have been it too. They could have been just bent. That's another good possibility. I thought one of them was bent. I could actually see it wobble a little bit.
But they were selling them on Motion's website. You could actually order new shafts, but
she'll be back up Monday after I get the parts.
Can't ever find that
Tuesday after he gets the parts. Okay. My PT-17 needs a top wing, the engine, dummy engines, and the cowling. So it's not an overall loss, Alan. You just need what you said, the top wing, and you need a new cow. That's actually not that bad, man. That's actually not that bad at all.
Ruffins, I thought Mr. Andy, I thought your new computer was supposed to be here today.
That's right. Ruffins got a new computer.
He was able to get a refurbished one with 16 gigs and a bunch of storage memory for $250. It's just the tower.
What's up, EQ?
But he already has screen and keyboard.
EQ, you were in my thoughts all night last night as I was staring at those receivers last night. What are you telling me to shush for? You're the one that needs to shush.
Pulvers for dinner here.
Does your mom know you're up here?
Yeah, she does.
She knows you're here?
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, can I text her off your phone? Because I told her I text her when I got her.
You can use Kyle's. I got somebody online, that's why. So, yeah, guys, we are back in business with the Zero, it looks. That'll be fun.
So you got the Zero, the PT-17. You can do more flights of the 61.
Yep. Everything. And now I have a bunch of receivers so that I don't have to take a receiver out of a plane and then put it into a new plane. Now I've got all these receivers. I can just put them in planes. You know what I mean?
Now you can fly the Stinger as well. Fly the Stinger as well, and then not as high as priority, but you need another flight or two on the Raptor and the F-15.
Yeah. Oh my God, man. Can I even get to that F-15 right now? I want to show you guys. It's beautiful.
Oh, no, if you can't right now, I'm just saying it might be good to get out and fly it because you've only flown it on video once or twice.
Once. I've flown the Raptor and I've flown the F-15 once on camera. Yeah, man, I need to get a lot of these planes back out and fly them once. Like literally, I've only had one flight on the Raptor. I've only got one flight on the F-15. I don't even have a flight. I don't even have a flight video on the Sukhoi, dude. On the SU-30 or whatever it is. I don't even have a flight video on that because I can't get the damn thing to take off on my flying field.
So hang on a second, Val. So both Pilot Jerry and EQ. So first of all, Pilot Jerry, he just got replacement propeller blades. That's what he just put on.
Yeah, just put them on.
And Hamilton, Let's see. Or no, EQ. Sorry. Yes, it's the 1400 millimeter FMS 0.
Yeah, this one's nice, dude. Look, EQ, look. It's got gear doors and everything on this one. Look, isn't that sexy? I love it. I love this plane, man. It's too bad. I went to fly it the first day, guys, and as I was picking up speed, she hit some thick grass and nosed over and broke one of the prop blades off. And they were on back order for like 5 months. So this thing's been sitting in my room with a broken prop for 5 months. It's brand new. The plane's brand new. It doesn't have a scratch on it. It's.
At least you didn't have what happened to the Scorpion.
Oh yeah, the Super Scorpion's all fixed now, you guys. That thing's all fixed, back together. Everything's working. I plugged the battery into it last night. All the retracts are working. Everything's working on it, man. It's good to go too. That thing's back in action as well. If any of you guys have a 90 millimeter FMS fan out there, like one of the 90 mil FMS fans, let me know, guys, because I would like to put the FMS fan back into, or even if it's just the 90 millimeter FMS prop blade or fan blade. Because I have the fan. I still have the fan and the housing. The fan blades broke off the fan. I need a fan blade. If any of you guys got one out there, let me know. I'll PayPal you the money.
Did you see my text I sent you earlier today, Battle?
Nope. I haven't checked any of my messages yet today. I'll check it though.
The package is in Boise. It's just not to me yet.
It's in Boise again?
Yeah. Oh, trust me, it stayed at the regional center. So part of me is like, oh no, please don't send it back to Denver. Please don't send it back to Denver.
Yak
When I got
130.
here the first time, it went to the distribution center, and then the moron sent it back to Denver.
Yeah. Alan, what Yak 130 do you have? I've got the big 90 millimeter one from.
And you gotta fix the flaps on it.
I gotta fix one of the flaps. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm just gonna replace the wings. I'm just gonna buy a set of wings and just put new wings on it.
I can only find the gray ones for sale.
I'll paint them if that's the ones you can. I'll just paint them. Which one do you have? Don't they have a 70 millimeter Yak 130 out there? They have an FMS and a free wing one.
FMS and a free wing. And from what I hear, the FMS one is really sweet, even more so than the free wing one. And then you have the discontinued free wing 90 millimeter one.
Hey, Eric, my battery's getting ready to die. I don't feel like dragging out the extension cord and stuff like that. So, you guys, we're going to get up out of here, man. Pilot Ryan show is going to be starting here shortly for a few hours. Well, in a few hours anyways, like 2 or 3 hours. I appreciate all you guys stopping by, man. Shay, good flight on the F-14. George Watts, thanks for coming in here. Alan, sorry about your PT-17, man. EQ, thank you again for the receivers, man. Jeff from Lower Alabama, I see you in here. Joseph Youngblood, Dad's RC Hanger. Thank you guys, every one of you guys for coming in here. Eric, thanks for jumping on the phone with me, buddy.
Hang on a second. You got to see what I'm doing. Just wait.
Oh, God, here we go. You better hurry up. This computer's going to die.
It's coming. It's coming. I'm going to have to just send you.
You messed up.
Well, it's remembering my old card. That changed within the last 2 weeks, and your computer will die before I have a chance to change it. So all this stuff to send you a PayPal.
Okay, dude. All right, guys. Hey, listen, guys. I'm going to get up out of here. I appreciate you guys stopping by. You guys, I'm Dave. This is Dave's RC, guys. Live stream talk on this FMS 0, guys. Awesome plane. If you don't have one, check it out. I haven't flown it yet, so I can't tell you what it's like to fly it, but Deuces Wild did give me his word that this thing flies amazing. So I'll take him at his word. And I can't wait to get out and fly this thing. You guys have a good rest of your evening. I will see you in the Pilot's Lounge tonight with King Rat himself. You guys take it easy. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.